Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This video I'm going to show you guys the tools and materials I use for my realistic drawings, and hopefully you guys can get them for yourself and try them, see if you like them, if they work for you and all that. First thing I use is General's charcoal. This is the General's charcoal that I use. It's a full set, and I use our charcoal pencils a lot. It's a 33-piece kit, and it comes with a drawing pad, a small drawing pad, and so this set comes with I think four compressed charcoal sticks, and I think these are pastel sticks as well, and it comes with a sharpener and one rubber eraser, but I removed mine because that's what I'm using right now for my drawings. And also comes with the good stuff, the pencils. So it comes with the white charcoal pencil. I use that for like the hair. Sometimes I don't use it a lot, but I use it for the hair. Sometimes when I want to go a bit whiter than what the eraser is giving me, I just use the charcoal, and it works nice. It comes with the normal charcoal pencils, hard, medium, extra soft, and soft. And these ones, for these pencils, they are I think they are also charcoal pencils, but I prefer using the orange ones to the black ones. I don't know, I tried the black ones and they feel too, I don't know, is this soft, or they feel too weak. It spreads around too easily for me, and I feel like these ones are easier to control than the black ones, but you guys can try it for yourself and see which one you want. And this one is a carbon pencil. They have a carbon pencil inside as well, but I personally don't like their carbon pencils. I just feel like they come out on the paper, like they come out in a weird, almost like, it feels almost like charcoal, doesn't feel like carbon. Yeah, so yeah, I don't use that. The next thing I use is the Wolf's carbon pencils. Now these I prefer these carbon pencils to the General's carbon pencils, because these feel more like they have more wax in it, and I feel that's how carbon pencils are supposed to behave. They are not supposed to behave like charcoal. So, I use these for the drawing eyelashes and eyebrows and all that. So I don't use, the only time I use charcoal is maybe when I'm drawing the pupil of the eye, but when I'm doing the eyebrows and the eyelashes, I use the carbon pencil. And I feel like, and this one comes in 2B, 4B, 6B, and B, and the normal B. Yeah, so yeah, nothing much to say here, but it's a very good carbon pencil. The next thing I use is the Tombow eraser, and this is the Mono Zero Tombow eraser. Yeah, so it basically works like a mechanical pencil. It has refills, so when you run out of the current one that's in it, you can refill it with another eraser. And that's what I use for drawing the hair strands, pulling the hair strands out of the hair. And you can also use it for little details on the eyes, and like, you know, those little highlights on the drawing. So yeah, the next thing I use is the Faber-Castell compressed charcoal, and I use this for the hair, like dark hair. Yeah, pretty much that's all I use it for. I don't use this for any other thing apart from, I also grind this, which I'll get there later, but I also grind the compressed charcoal. I sand it down to powder, so I'll explain what I use that one for, but most of the time I use this for the hair. Alright, the next thing I use is graphite pencils. Now for this one I don't have a specific brand that I use. I just use, because the way I work, I don't use graphite pencils most of the time. I use them only when I'm doing detail, and so I just don't find, I don't know, I just use any graphite powder, graphite pencil I find. I have a set of graphite pencils here that I use. I also use Derwent, I use Statler, and I use Generous as well. So I don't have a specific brand I use, I just use any one. I also use this as well, so in case you guys want to try it. The next thing I use, and this is the interesting part, is Jacquard. I use Jacquard compressed assorted grey charcoal. This comes with 12 sticks, and now before I used to use graphite powder, but since I found about this, I stopped using graphite powder altogether. So now this has become what I use for my shading from start to finish. No graphite powder, just charcoal. And how this works is, as you can see, it comes in grades, so from white all the way to dark gray. So what I do is I take, let's say, the white one. I have a container. I sand the white one down to powder, put it in one container, get another container, then I pick maybe this grade. I don't normally use every grade because I feel like they're almost similar, so I use the first one, then I skip the second one, move to the third grade. I also sand a bit of this into another container. So I have white, then I have this gray, this level of gray. Then I move to the next, I move to the sixth one, yeah, I move to the sixth one, and I sand this one as well into another separate container. So I do that for all of them till I get to the darkest gray, and then that gives me different grades of charcoal powder that I can use to shade with. Because if you're using just one grade of charcoal powder, you can't really control it. You can't get like the light tones you want that you can get with this or this, and you can't maybe get the darkest tones or maybe the mid tones that you can get with this. So I feel like this is the perfect thing for me. It works for me really well. And so an example is like this container. I sand, I think this is for this grade, so I just sand this down into this container, and I apply it onto that's what you see me applying onto my drawing with the paintbrush. So yeah, this is the charcoal I use. I don't use graphite powder anymore, I use charcoal. And yeah, the next thing I use are blending stumps, and I feel like almost every pencil artist has one of these. They come in different sizes, but I don't really use them. I just use them for, sometimes I use them for outlining, for the outlines of my drawings. So I can use this in charcoal powder, like the Jacquard powder I told you guys about. I use that and just use it for outlines, so I don't get those harsh or how do you say, I don't get those sharp outlines you can get when you use a graphite pencil. The next thing I'm sure you guys see me using my videos are Q-tips. These are Johnson's cotton buds. So yeah, you don't have to use the exact brand I use. You can use any Q-tip that has a soft feel to it, because if you use the hard ones, you can create lines or spots on your shading. You don't want that, so you can use any Q-tip as long as the cotton is soft and nice, you know, round and soft. Alright, the next thing I use is paintbrushes. Now you guys, this is the paintbrush I use the most. I'm sure you guys have seen them in my drawings, my videos. Yeah, this is what I use to apply all throughout the shading, like from the start, from the eye, like to to the finish, from start to finish. This is the paintbrush I use. It's just a soft, I don't know, it's not a brand, that there's no name on it or anything. I just got it from an art store. It's just a pointed soft brush. Yeah, so any soft round pointed brush should work for you. And with this brush, I use this brush for lines, like, cause this one is much harder than this, so I use this for harder lines, like something like this, you know, something, because this one cannot get that. It's not hard, so it can't get this type of line. So if you watch my Brad Pitt video, I use this brush for some part of a shirt, and yeah, that's what I use it for. And the big one, I use the big one for the hair, when I'm shading the hair or a large area and I don't want to use this one. If I don't use this one, I use this for large areas of the shading, because it's bigger and I can work faster with this. So yeah. Oh yeah, I think I used this one as well. For this, I don't use for shading. I just use to brush off eraser, dust, and all that from the drawings. Yeah, so I don't use this for any drawing. It's just for cleaning the surface of the paper. Alright, the next thing I use is the kneaded eraser, and some artists don't use this, but I feel like it's very, very good, very important for me at least, because you can mold it into like anything you want. You can make it pointed, you can make it like round, you can make it flat, so you can use it anyhow you want. And it doesn't like clean it doesn't clean as white as a normal rubber eraser would, but this is good for making spots or little highlights on the face or any part of the drawing, really, except maybe the hair. I don't use this for the hair, I just use this for the face, the skin, clothes, and all that. So yeah, the kneaded eraser is very good. The next thing I use is the Uniball signal board white gel pen. Not a gel pen, but it's a white pen, and this is the only white pen I've used like in my life, so I can't compare it to other white pens, but so far I don't have any issues with it. I like it, and I think it's a good white pen. That's what I use for. This is what I use for those little white dots you see in some of my drawings. I use this for the highlighting the eyes as well in the Brad Pitt, and I use it for those little white dots you saw in the Kobe drawing. Yeah, this is the last tool I use, which is a foam, just a soft foam, and I use this for the background of my drawings. So for the background, I spread some of the Jacquard charcoal powder that I made. I spread some onto the background, and I use the foam to spread it, like not with force, but just use softly, just to spread the charcoal around, and it gives it that smooth, nice background you see in my drawing sometimes. So the last material I use is my paper, and for the paper I use Strathmore Bristol white paper, 300 grams, and I use the roll version. I think they have the pad version, the drawing pad version. I just use the big roll because most of my drawings are big. They are bigger than the drawing pad sizes, so I get the roll and I cut the papers into the size I want. So I'll leave a link to almost all the tools I mentioned in the description. So if you guys want, you guys can, they're affiliate links, so if you use those links, they help me out as well and they help the channel. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, please like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.